Now look at the difference between parrying and perfect parrying. So I parry, right? I'm being pushed back when I parry. When I regular parry, I'm being pushed back. So I'm not really gaining anything from doing this. But if I perfect parry, I'm not getting pushed back. So that means I'm getting closer to my opponent. When you get closer to your opponent is not going to keep throwing fireballs because you're getting closer. But when you regular parry, you're getting pushed back. So you're not achieving much besides not draining your drive gauge. Before we start, and for anyone who is wondering, this matchup is actually one of Marisa's worst matchups. This matchup is actually one of the worst matchups for Marisa, in my opinion. When Akuma came out and people were doing Marisa combos and Akuma, they were like, oh shit, this is a 7-3 matchup. No, this is, in my opinion, way more than 6-4 matchup for Akuma. Okay. Now, first of all, you're not parrying. I know it's hard to parry, but you should at least attempt to parry. Perfect parrying fireballs is really, really important as Marisa, as any character. But even for Marisa, it's very, very important to perfect parry fireballs. However, I like that you try to go for a solution, but you picked the wrong version of Superman Punch. Now, if you went for the heavy Superman Punch, it would have worked. But you went for the light one, and you got bodied. Yeah, you're not trying to... perfect parrying is very, very important as Marisa Femship. If you have trouble with it, I suggest you do drills every single day. Because this perfect parry will not just only help you as Marisa, but will help you in a lot of matchups. Especially characters like Akuma. Because not only is your drive gauge getting cooked, but you're also losing the neutral war. That was a few... Oh, you don't have stand heavy kick, I forgot. But stand heavy kick would have worked here. Perfect parry would have gotten you out of... Ah, shit. Okay, that's... I don't like going for drive rush heavy punch into heavy punch. Because not only are you losing your strike throw mix-up, but you're pushing him far away as well. And you're giving him a chance to perfect parry you. I would always just go for driver stand heavy punch. I would just always go for driver stand heavy punch and get close. Either you go for light kick, light punch, or you go for throw, or you go for shimmy. But you lost your turn there because you went for the driver heavy punch, heavy punch. You got shimmied. Very risky attempt, but I understand because if you're... Oh, nice. Okay, so this should be the turning point. Okay, let's see what decision you got after that. That doesn't work, Femship. What you should have done here, it's very, very fake, doesn't even work. Because you walked back, what you should have done here is light kick, light punch. Or just stand heavy punch and get close again. So your turning point was basically, one, when you finally got the hit you were struggling to get. Yes, when you finally got the hit you were struggling to get, you wasted it by doing drive rush, heavy punch, heavy punch. You could have kept him in the corner, you could have applied more pressure at him, and he was low on drive gauge, which means you could have burned him out as well, potentially. But you doing that stand heavy punch into heavy punch, you gave him more chance to build meter, get out of the corner, and basically go back to neutral, which Marisa does not win the neutral. And then it caused this turning point. When you watch replays and you're trying to learn, you don't go to when you get knocked down. You try to go for the moment there was a turning point in this round, right? So when Femship got hit here and then drive rushed, you don't look at this moment. You don't look at, oh, I shimmied here, I shouldn't have shimmied here. No, there's no such thing as I shouldn't have thrown, I should have not teched, all of that. No, you go to the moment where it caused you to be in that position. So I feel like that's how you should look at replays. A lot of people tend to go for this moment oh, I should have teched, I shouldn't have shimmy, I shouldn't have gotten shimmy and all that. But that will just put you in a very confused situation, because you don't know what you guessed wrong here. There's nothing really you could have done better. You just guessed wrong. Maybe you should have taken the throw. You should have taken the throw. But ultimately, you need to look at what caused you to be in that position. The problem with modern Femship is you don't have one of Marisa's best normals, which is stand heavy kick. And you don't have a low. Her only low that's not a sweep, you don't have it. So it's kind of hard to stop people from just walking back, you know? And that's the problem with modern. When I played modern Marisa, you guys remember, for those of you who were there, I pointed out these two things. There's no stand heavy kick, which you end up losing a big whiff punish and a good poke. And there's no low, long reaching low that you can use to harass your opponents. So here, in my opinion, after this, because you're low on drive gauge and drive rush stand heavy punch is somewhat fake, you should go for either forward heavy kick into Gladius, it's a true block string, or you drive rush stand medium, drive rush slow. I think drive rush slow would be good. But drive rush command grab is super fake. When I played modern, I did not have a way to stop people from walking back. That was my biggest issue with modern Marisa. Like, oh, the reactions and everything is good, but bro, I'm losing the neutral, I can't play. What the fuck am I gonna react to? Now, Femship, if you actually perfect parried, it would actually make the matchup a lot better. Okay, you got hit by overhead. No anti-air from up TV. Okay. Even though this combo is good, but you wasted the resources. Going for stab meter punch isn't bad, but you have to spend meter, you have to spend an extra meter as well. You should have gone for back heavy punch, save your meter, and end up spending just 1 bar instead of 3 bars. When you spend 1 bar instead of 3 bars, that means you have more bars to actually make more decisions. Now, because you spent this, and then you drive rushed, you're at 2 bars or less. You're at 2 bars or less, which means you lost any drive rush cancel, and you're not as scary as with a full stack of meter. Yeah, I mean, that was gonna hit Femship because you jumped over a fireball. If you jump over a fireball, then you should be ready to hit confirm into your max damage. If you get a lucky jump in, then I don't blame you for not hit confirming. But if you jump over a fireball, it's clear it's gonna hit. So you should always be, be ready. Now, I believe if you hit that combo, you would have been in a very favorable position. I know that feeling. That was a good attempt, but Marisa's level 3 is very slow. That it does not work. So this all spiraled downwards when you missed your combo. Level 2 would have worked, but he could also level 3 you. Because he didn't cancel into anything. Don't always medium punch have to jump in Femship, because you're wasting bars. You're wasting bars, which makes you less scarier. Your decisions are dictated, how scary you are is dictated by how many bars you have. If you have less than 3 bars, you're not as scary as if you have more than 3 bars, you know? So you should always have that meter. You missed the combo here, and then you missed your meter afterwards, which caused this. Drive rush, yeah. And then you lost. Some key decisions that you took that didn't work out is why you lost. Like the driver stand heavy punch, which caused you to lose your turn. Perfect parrying fireball is very important. Let me show you why exactly it's important. A lot of people think perfect parrying fireballs, not the high level players obviously, but from mid to low level players, they think perfect parrying is just a way to punish your opponent. No, it's way more than that. Now look at the difference between parrying and perfect parrying. So I parry, right? I'm being pushed back when I parry. When I regular parry, I'm being pushed back. So I'm not really gaining anything from doing this. But if I perfect parry, I'm not getting pushed back. So that means I'm getting closer to my opponent. When you get closer to your opponent is not going to keep throwing fireballs because you're getting closer. But when you regular parry, you're getting pushed back. So you're not achieving much besides not draining your drive gauge. But when you're close, you can do this as Marisa. Yes, you get this. This is why it's important to practice perfect parrying fireballs. Because one of this means you got the corner. And then you can run your own game plan. So not only does it help you get a punish, but it also helps you close the distance between you and your opponent. This goes for any character with a fireball, not just Akuma. Yeah, Akuma's heavy fireball is one of the hardest to perfect parry. Because that shit is just see? And then you get this. Corner, then you can run your game plan. All of this spiraled from you perfect parrying. So that's how important perfect parrying fireball is. And then if you're in this range, what you did was this, and you got hit. But if you go for this, you get the corner. Now another thing I want to talk about is when you jump the fireball, this is what you should have done. Now I have 5 bars. I have 5 bars of meter, and I can afford to cancel. But if I go for this, for example, look. For example, you had 2 meters, so your options on offense are very, very less. Yes, don't heavy punch target combo. Let me put him to block, and I'll show you what I mean. As Marisa against these kind of characters, when you get a knockdown, you have to make the most out of it. So if he blocks this, I got nothing to do here, you know? I got nothing to do here. But if you go for this, look how close I am. I'm +1. You go for throw, and then you do it again. Or you go for low, or you go for shimmy. But if you go for this, you got nothing. So that's how important her side heavy punch is. And even if he gets hit, he does not want to block. Nothing. But if you go for this, they get hit, bro, they lost the game. They lost the game. So that's how important her drive by side heavy punch is. Alright, who do you have next?